In this video, I'm going to explain to you why having low drop shipping prices can be beneficial, all right? Now, first and foremost, I want to hit home what I'm not saying, right? I want to hit home right off the bat so that you understand the concept here. I'm not saying list lower. I'm not saying undercut all your competitors. I'm not even saying you should intentionally go after low profit margins, of course, all right? Now, what I am saying, on the other hand, is that a lot of drop shippers, probably you, I know I do this from time to time, and I need to remind myself of these facts. A lot of drop shippers raise prices on low profit margins, on low profit margin products, or maybe even stop selling them entirely because selling them in that price point isn't worth the time to fulfill the order, right? And that may be 100% true on a case by case basis, right? But there's some key reasons why you might not necessarily want to do that, all right? Those types of sales, they can be super valuable to your store. It doesn't matter where you're selling. I know a lot of my videos recently have been on like Facebook Marketplace and Facebook Shops, but this is also true on eBay. It's also true on Amazon. It's also true on Mercari, Poshmark, and Etsy, or literally wherever you're selling, right? Because these sales can provide valuable reviews to help you scale and build social proof. Depending on the actual site, and nobody really specifically knows like the Facebook Marketplace algorithm yet, but I would argue that a lot like eBay, a lot like Amazon, a lot like Etsy specifically, and probably Mercari and Poshmark again, Facebook Marketplace probably just the same. Like the amount of reviews that you have, the amount of sales that you have has to play into a factor of how you rank on the platform, right? It just makes sense because you're a trusted seller. Now, I know, going back to go off on a tangent, like when I used to run a lot of ads on Facebook, there's an inherent bias of the Facebook algorithm when you run ads, right? So for example, like if you were running a very similar ad to somebody else, but you spend more money on the platform more consistently and you have a higher trust rating on the platform more consistently, and you have a higher click-through rate on the platform more consistently, then Facebook is going to reward you the better traffic and you compared to the other compared to the other person running advertising, right? So they have an inherent bias and they have rankings in these things. Now, if they have that running advertising, it would make 1000% sense that they would also have that on Marketplace if it's set up by the same company, right? So this is like speculation, right? This is conjecture. This is not like proven, but it would just make sense that there would be a bias on those things, right? And so social proof, the amount of sales that you make, obviously the amount of, reviews that you have on your profile does play into it's a major factor is what I'm trying to say long-term to get you more sales, all right? And these sales are super crucial. And most importantly, on top of that, not just to play into like the bias of it or the ranking factor or the social proof or anything, we all know that, right? Most importantly, it can help your metrics by increasing the overall sales that you have, right? So like if you mess up a few orders here and there, or you have to cancel an order here and there, this happens to all of us. Maybe the price went, significantly up and you're no longer profitable, not by like $5, but maybe like $20 or $30. It happens to me from time to time, right? Or maybe the item's out of stock and you didn't have a stock monitoring system, or whatever the case is. There's a bunch of different problems that can arise from time to time. This is going to allow you that built-in cushion so that you're able to cancel those orders guilt-free, risk-free, because your other metrics make up for it. I'm talking broadly because this can factor in a number of different ways depending on the specific platform, but this plays a part no matter what platform, okay? So keep this in mind. You need this cushion so that you can afford to, cancel orders. You can afford to mess orders up. It makes a lot of sense. All right. So remember the key takeaways here, the key things to remember about this video. The purpose of this video is not to, purposely say go after lower profit margins. All right. That would be idiotic of me to say. Okay. It's to simply remind you that all sales, obviously all profitable sales, right, are beneficial when you're drop shipping, and you shouldn't delete or necessarily raise prices of any items that are selling, even if they aren't really putting a lot of money in your pocket, all right? Those sales, they have their place too.